What's up, guys? Specstar here today with a little bit of a speed tour, a small speed tour I did, and I normally don't upload these, but the main reason I did is look at this stupid team they let me draft. Uh, how often do you get to use a team like this? I thought I would share the experience with my lovely people, and I got two battles here. I got the after they let me take this team, I got the only bye there was in the first round, and then I got the next round, which is the semis, and then the finals in the last battle. But first off, here I got the semi battle against Remaxo, and he's got a team of Rotom, Mo, Zygarde, Metagross, Incineroar, Alakazam, Mega, and Tapu Fini. And this team that they let me draft, I got in the first round, I got Kira Black. The second round, I got Landorus Therian. The third round, I got Mega Mawile. The fourth round, I got 14.0 Aura. And then fifth round, I got Infernape, and sixth round, Starmie, and that is the entirety of my team. I only drafted 6 Pokemon, all I needed. So in this game, I've got a Kyurem, which is Mix Scarf. Landorus is physically defensive with HP Ice for the Zygarde. Mawile is HP invested and max attack with Swords Dance and Sucker Punch. Zero Aura is Assault Vest. Infernape is also Scarfed. I noticed you guys can probably just see my hand moving without what it's doing. I'm just patting my dog down there. He needs some attention while I'm recording this. And finally, I got Starmie, which is Leftovers, Recover, Modest, and enough speed for Zygarde. So let's get this show on the road. He leads off with Rotom. I'm going to lead off with Nape, just a U-turn. He's going to stay in and show to be beyond just HP invested. He's going to have a bit of physical defense. I don't believe it was quite max, but definitely some in there. I'm going to go into Kyurem Black on this thing as he goes for Volt Switch, and he is going to switch out into his Metagross, which of course will force out my Kyurem. I'm going to go into Starmie as he goes for Agility, and I doubt he has Thunder Punch. He may, though. I'm just going to go for my Modest Hydro Pump, and with my Analytic Boost, going to do a nice chunk to Rotom, definitely in range of my Ice Beam. He's going to go on to Tapu Fini and show to definitely be quite bulky. I'm not sure if that's specially defensive. I didn't really bother to check. And I'm just going to Thunderbolt him here. He goes for Nature's Madness and does a unsurprising 50%. I'm going to go for another Thunderbolt here, I believe, as he goes into the Rotom. And I will just again click Ice Beam on this thing. It's still in range, and he wants to continue pivoting around. He's just giving me lefties. Rotom will go down there, and he is going to bring in his Zam. I am definitely in range of a Shadow Ball from this thing, so I'm going to go into my Mawile. He's going to Mega Evolve, trace my Hyper Cutter, which is a very useful ability for him. Shadow Ball is going to do a ton, but now Sucker Punch will definitely get the thing out, unless he wanted to let it drop there. I'm just safely going to click Sucker Punch because I'm not trying to make any overestimations here. He brings in the Incineroar, and I'm just going to go into my physically defensive Landorus. He U-turns out, gets a crit, a game-changing crit, and decides that Zygarde is the mon to bring in, which is A-okay with me. I'm just going to go for my HP Ice as he D-dances. He'll take more than half, but still take it surprisingly well. But one more will definitely take him out. He goes for his Z move, and Landorus is going to munch that, even with it at +1. And HP Ice will take the Zygarde down. Landorus getting that nice little bit of lefties. He goes down to Mega Zam and will intimidate me. I definitely don't switch in on this thing at this point. I'm going to go into Kieran Black, which I believe gives him the least freedom to switch out here, and go for my Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is going to do 100% and take the Zam out wonderfully. He'll go into his Incineroar here. I go into Infernape. He just goes for a knockoff. Just fine with me. I don't really need my Scarf anymore. He goes into Feeny. Based on the damage by close combat, I know that Thunder Punch won't KO him from here, so I am going to have to go into my Starmie with my U-turn here, just to get a little extra chip as he goes for Moonblast. And here I will just get my health back and recover up, because I still want to keep Starmie healthy, considering Metagross most likely can't touch it. He just goes for Moonblast again, and I'm going to keep healing up as he goes into Incineroar. And as I recover up, Incineroar does force me out because I want to keep Starmie healthy, as I said. Nape will come in. He goes for knockoff, not doing much of anything. I'm just going to click Close Combat again. Next one should put Feeny in range of Thunder Punch, or at least make it a roll. He's going to eat it and actually show the big Papa Berry, which will bring him back to 60 as the U-turns out. Goes into Metagross, which is just, I'm going to click Flare Blitz on that for sure. Glad to get that thing down. Then he's going to bring in Feeny. I don't have really any reason to preserve Nape anymore. I'm just going to Thunder Punch the thing and get in range. And then I can bring out my Zeraora here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to bring out my Zeraora and just click Plasma Fist, as he is going to click the run button and get out of there. So, good little start for us there with our little totally balanced team. And we'll move on to the next one in our little finals, where we're going to face my boy Blitz. And he's got a team of Mega Glade, Thundurus, Toxapex, Frothorn, Excadrill, and T-Tar, so he's got himself a pretty unbalanced team himself, which should make this a little bit interesting. I'm just going to want to lead off with my... You know what, I should cover my sets, right? Yeah, I should. Kyurem, which is probably Scarfed. Probably Scarfed. I think it was Scarfed. Naughty, Scarfed, yep. And I only have a little bit of speed, enough speed to outpace the Thundurus. The rest just going into attack and special attack, invest in both. I've got Landorus, which is Rock Polish, Sword Stance, Earthquake, and Stone Edge with a Ground EMZ, which, among other things, hits a Glade, also hits Frothorn. A few different reasons for that. Next up, I got Mawile, which is Sword Stance and 3 attacks. Not Sucker Punch, though. I got Fire Fang, Thunder Punch, and Play Rough, just what I need to cover his whole team. Zeraora, which is Banded. Infernape, which is also Banded. That's right. Banded. Because actually, Adamant Banded Mach Punch can just take out an Excadrill. If it's not got much for bulk, that thing can just drop to it. And Starmie, which is Choice Specs. So let's also get this show on the road. I'm going to lead off with Zeraora. He's going to lead off with Thundurus. If he was going to switch this thing out, which he probably would, it would likely be in a Frothorn or Excadrill. So I'm just going to click my Fire Punch, which is going to do some nice damage here. I'm just going to click Fire Punch again, not wanting to get too aggressive in case he did just opt to let Frothorn go down. He goes into a T-Tar, and imagine not getting a burn with Fire Punch, right? You'd think. But I'm going to be forced to go into my Mawile, since it's got a good amount of bulk on his T-Tar. He's going to go into Pex, and that will just prompt me to Sword Stance up here. He can chance the Scald Burn here, if he wants to. As I Sword Stance up, and he decides to click Toxic Spikes and right in front of a giant threat, so we'll take that. And I'm going to go right for the Thunder Punch and take down the Pex. It's always nice to see that fat fuck drop to one hit. He goes in a drill. I don't have that great of a switch in, and I know that he's going to have it in his mind that I could very well have Sucker Punch as my last move. So I'm just going to continue clicking Fire Fang as he subs up. This team, the one flaw of this team is it doesn't switch around too well. I also had the thought that if he does take down Mawile, then Excadrill could be my chance to set up with Landorus, so I wasn't too concerned about Mawile dropping there since it did give me the setup here. And I'm just going to go right for my Rock Polish. He does have a Ferrothorn, and I am going to decide to Sword Stance up here just to make sure I can take down Thundurus and take down Gallade. He goes for Leech Seed, which will prompt some annoying turns here where he is going to switch back and forth. He goes into Thundurus as I click Earthquake, and with Thundurus out, I'm just going to click Stone Edge. I'm going to wait until my health gets low before I take any chances. There's no reason for me to get too aggressive. He goes into Ferrothorn and dodges the Stone Edge. These goddamn lucky players, huh? I go for Earthquake, and the Ferrothorn goes down there. He's going to go into Thundurus, and I'm going to continue my pattern of just attacking what's in front of me. I was just going to continuing to attack what's in front of me until it got down to maybe like 30-20%, which is where some 50-50s would have been forced, but I wasn't going to do it until I had to. He brings in his T-Tar. I am just going to Earthquake. That thing's going to go down. And then he will bring in his Excadrill here. And I actually don't have much speed at all. I have 244 speed on this thing. So interesting that he's not faster. He has to be real slow on the Excadrill. Probably some kind of bulk with the sub. And then Gallade is just going to drop here to my Z move. So we are not getting sued because of royalties. But you know what song I'm singing anyway. Not sued for royalties, not sued for royalties. That's an original song I wrote. It is not inspired by or derivative of any song that has royalties. And yeah, we're gonna win that little dumb tour. Not again, it's not usually the type of thing I like to upload, but look at my team. Kyurem, Black, Landorus, Therian, Mega Mawile, Zero Aura. It's beautiful. You know, right after I finished this tournament, I made a picture of this team and I whacked off to it. That's how busted this shit was. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little dumb video. I want to thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.